Hey everyone, Adam here. So in this video, I wanted to talk about investing in yourself. Now, there are many ways that you can invest in yourself through yoga, meditation, self-care, many different ways. But in this video, I wanted to focus in on what I consider like the top three, I guess, or at least in my mind. These are the top three. And I think these will give you the biggest bang for your buck when you're looking to invest in yourself. So the three main things that you can do to invest in yourself, again, this is just my opinion, is one, eating healthy, two, exercise, and three, spending a little bit of time each day learning something new. Now, as I said, there are many other ways to invest in yourself. And honestly, some of these other things that you can do to invest in yourself may overlap with some of these ideas and concepts, and you may deem other ways to invest in yourself more important. But as I said, these three are my top. And you may be wondering, but Adam, doesn't exercise and eating healthy, couldn't that be counted as one? And I'll be honest, I think that those two concepts are so important that they are connected, they are related. However, I think that they are so important that they kind of need their own category, which we'll discuss later in this video. Now, why is this? Part of that comes from my rationale that we only have one body. And as of right now, it's not like I can take my thoughts in my head and download them into another body. Just, we don't have the technology to do that. Maybe in the future, but as of right now, no. Nor do I really can't become a cyborg at this point in time either. So taking care of your body the best that you can, I think goes a huge, long way. And I think trying to remain as healthy as you possibly can for as long as you can is very important and well worth the investment. So let's look at eating healthy. Now, I will be the first to admit I am not perfect at this. There are people out there that are a lot better and more disciplined at eating healthy than I am, but you have to start somewhere. And I think eating healthy can go a very long way into investing in yourself, making yourself feel better, and kind of taking care of your own body. So what does this look like? Well, so for me, eating healthy is really not following any of these strict, what I consider fad diets, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with the keto diet or some of these other diets out there. I think for me, the main goal is for it to be sustainable, meaning can I do this for the rest of my life? Now, some of these diets, like the keto diet, like we may find as we do more and more studies, that might be a perfect diet if you have diabetes. That might be the diet that is highly recommended. But for me, I think eating healthy is a very simplistic view that I take, is basically just trying to eat non-processed foods. So that's my benchmark. So what does that look like? It just means eating whole foods. So it might be not eating a frozen pizza. If you look at the back of a frozen pizza, there's probably like 30 different ingredients in there, and it's highly processed stuff. So you might be better served with either making your own homemade pizza from scratch, or if you have the choice between a frozen pizza or even a pizza in general, and maybe some lentils with celery and carrots, the lentils with celery and carrots is probably a better choice. Now, I get the counter argument. People are going to come back and say, but Adam, you should enjoy life. You should indulge. And I get that. It's probably perfectly fine to do that every once in a while. But my counter argument to that is that a lot of people indulge all the time. It's just not like, once a week I'm going to have a slice of pizza or a hamburger or whatever junk food that it might be, or a bowl of chips. It's pretty much every single day. So again, I do believe in moderation. I do believe that you can indulge, just know why you're indulging and when you're going to try to indulge, and just move towards that healthy eating habit. And again, from my view, it can be very, very basic. Just try to eat whole foods, nothing processed, or move away from processed foods, and you'll probably be fine. And hopefully the investment is feeling better, taking care of your body, and just having an overall better health. All right, moving on, working out. So if there was one quote unquote magic pill that would make you feel better and live your best life that a lot of people seem to chase, the answer seems to be, or at least studies suggest, that exercise is one of these key components where you're going to feel better, your body's going to feel better, and just something that I think is vitally important. The problem with exercise is, one, people may not enjoy it, and two, it takes work, it takes time. Maybe to get some benefit from exercise, maybe you have to exercise for 30 to 45 minutes a day. And if people are already not prioritizing exercise or kind of strapped for time, this may be an area that may be hard to do. It may be hard to quote unquote find the time to actually exercise. Now, there is the possibility that you could overtrain, and overtraining is not good. But I would argue that a lot of people probably do not fall into that category. A lot of people, I think, fall into the opposite end of the spectrum where they're just not getting enough. And exercising and combining that with healthy eating, I think, is a fantastic combination to make you feel your best. So yes, I feel that exercise, eating healthy, although they can take time, there are ways to hopefully have a minimal impact on your time, or at least reduce the time that it takes to do some of these things. But in both circumstances, I really strongly believe that both exercise and eating healthy are well worth the investment. Now, just like a real investment, there are no guarantees that you may not get some kind of disease like a heart attack or diabetes or cancer, unfortunately. But I will say that both eating healthy and exercising should reduce that risk substantially. And again, there's no guarantees in life, but I do think it's well worth that investment. So at this point, we've kind of gotten our body taken care of. We're eating healthy, we're exercising, and hopefully we're feeling good. And so the final component to investing in yourself is to try to learn something new. And this concept is basically to let yourself grow, learn more, and invest in yourself in more of a mindful or a knowledge-based way. And why is this important? Because you get to learn something. You're growing, and you never know how that can be applied. And in the future, it can pay huge, huge dividends. So this can be anything that you may want to learn or get better at. For example, I've seen some people that are not good with their cell phone or technology. So maybe you would want to spend the time, 15 minutes a day, learning about technology and getting just better at it. Maybe you're not great at utilizing Microsoft Word. And if you get better at it, maybe that will open up promotions in your career or allow you to switch jobs, or a whole host of potential benefits just by learning something that you have to get better at. So for me, I was very, very ignorant on taxes, retirement, and accounting. I just kind of glossed over that stuff in my 20s. And I wish I hadn't. I wish I would have taken my own advice much, much earlier. And I've always kind of wanted to learn about that stuff, just to know about it. But other things just kept getting in the way, and I just put it off. And I never really invested myself into growing in that way. I knew nothing about taxes. So I take my taxes to my accountant, and I would just basically sign off on them. I'd be like, okay, yep, looks great. Now that I understand it better, I can at least have an intelligent conversation with my tax accountant. And again, I'm not an expert at it, but I can at least throw out suggestions, or when the tax accountant is making a recommendation, I can be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I read this, this, this. And yeah, they may have to correct me along the way, but I have a much, much better understanding and a much better grasp. And because of that, I can see what makes sense when I'm doing my own taxes, and I can understand some of the tax advantages of doing certain things. For example, setting up a 529 for my kids for college. Like, I didn't know anything about that until I started researching this stuff. And it's a great vehicle to save for college for your kids. So that has had a huge impact for growing and learning and investing in myself and investing monetarily. It's been great. So again, just taking the time to learn something new can pay off huge. Back when I was doing a website for radiation therapy students, I just wanted a project that I could help students with. So I decided to learn a little bit about HTML and how to create a website. And I have utilized those skills a couple of times in my life. It's been helpful just to have a basic understanding of that. And again, when you invest in yourself this way, you never know what the future may hold and when that skill might be useful. So learn something new. I don't care what it is. It could be gardening, whatever. Just something that you think you want to learn, just spend 15-20 minutes a day trying to grow yourself. That's it. Just try to grow yourself. We're always going to be learning, and I think that that is just a wonderful way to invest in yourself. Now, how can you do this? You can do this through podcasts, watching videos, reading, and you do have to be careful a little bit. You have to be a little bit smart about it, because you have to make sure that the content that you are consuming is hopefully halfway decent and legitimate to try to get you where you need to go. So you may want a reputable source, but by and large, those are the ways to do it. And the great news is there's tons and tons of information out there through books and podcasts and stuff that can help you on this journey. All right, so that is it. I have rambled on enough about investing in yourself. Again, multiple ways to invest in yourself. These are the top 3 in my mind of how you can invest in yourself and get the biggest bang for your buck. And yeah, hopefully you start doing this. So as always, I hope you found this video useful and you got something from it, and I will catch you guys later.